I want to share some thoughts on a term that I've always found confusing. And that term is unconscious bias. Because the only time that I'm unconscious is when I'm under general anesthesia or when I'm deeply asleep. All the rest of the time, when I'm doing whatever I'm doing in my daily life, I'm fully conscious. And I think it's important for us to take responsibility for behaviors that we do that are not the best. And so, as an example, when I'm walking down the street and a group of young black men are coming toward me, maybe they're jumping up and down, swatting each other on the back, having a good time, what do? I reach for my wallet. I put my hand in my pocket over my wallet and my phone to make sure they're secure. That's racism on my part. That's racist behavior. And what I do next is I say to myself, look, that's racist behavior. And if this were your son and his friends 10 years ago coming towards you, or kids who looked like them, would you have the same reaction? And of course, the answer is no. I don't do that unconsciously. I don't put my hand in my pocket to secure valuables unconsciously. I do it habitually. And I need to take responsibility for looking at it and changing it. Same thing when I'm in a meeting and I may suddenly notice that I'm listening perhaps more respectfully to somebody who has a very high title in the organization. That again, I'm not doing that unconsciously. That bias is habitual, and it's something I need to look at and say to myself, I got to treat everybody with exactly the same kind of respect. I don't want to perpetuate racism or sexism or homophobia or ageism or levelism or any of the isms. And that's a big challenge. It's been a lifelong challenge for me because I grew up in the United States where I'm consistently being taught that people who look like me are the people who did all the things that were valuable and important. And I've spent all of my adult life trying to dismantle that. But to say that I do those things unconsciously is an excuse. It's irresponsible. And I think I have the strength, and I think all of us have the strength, to look at our behavior, to look at what needs to change, to take responsibility for it, and not play games with ourselves that pander to privilege, that pander to our sense of frailty, and instead say, yeah, I do these things, I need to change them, I need to immediately try to grasp when I'm doing such a thing, make amends if necessary. I need to work as an ally for people who are on the downside of all of the power imbalances that have structured our society. But unconscious? No, it's not unconscious. I can take responsibility for it. I have the strength and the wherewithal to change my behavior, and the way that that starts is by taking it seriously and taking responsibility.